Hello guys, and welcome to this EC Aquatics video. In this video, we're going to be setting up a 20-gallon Apisto breeding tank. The substrate that we're going to be using is some CaribSea Supernaturals Sunset Gold. To clean the sand, simply add it to a bucket and run it with water. As more and more water is added, stir the sand to kick up dust and debris. Continue cleaning it, draining it, and refilling it until the water in the bucket is clear. Once your sand is clean, just add it into the tank. Spread out your sand so you have between 1.5 inches and 2 inches covering the bottom of the tank. You'll want more sand in the back and less in the front to give a better perception of depth into the tank. To check whether or not you have enough sand on the bottom of your tank, take your finger and poke it into the sand. You should want your first knuckle to be covered with sand, and then you have enough to plant. Next, we can add our hardscape. I'm going to be using a mixture of some Gobi desert stone, Seiryu Stone, and a couple little twigs of Spiderwood to get somewhat of a scape going. The hardscape is now complete. So now it is time to plant. Before we plant, we need to add some root tabs to give the plants nutrients. So just take root tabs I have here, break them apart, take tweezers, and stick them relatively close to where you're going to plant. It doesn't have to be exact, it just needs to be close so the plants can absorb the nutrients that the root tabs provide. The first plant that we're going to be using is Java Fern. To plant it in the tank, you're going to take some cyanoacrylate superglue gel and glue just a little bit of it onto a small pebble, like that. Then you're going to take the Java Fern and glue it and hold for about 10 seconds. Now it should stick, and now you can place it in the tank. The next plant that we're going to be using is some Anubias Nana. It is also an epiphyte plant, but we're going to glue it onto the hardscape in the tank instead of using stones like we did with the Java Fern. Place some glue onto the hardscape where you want your plant to go, then take the Anubias and hold for about 10 seconds. The next plant that we're going to be using is some Anubias Congensis. We're going to be gluing it onto some flat stones like we did with the Java Fern. Once the plant has been glued onto the pebble, you can just place it in the tank where you want the plant to go. Sword. This plant you plant into the substrate, take your tweezers, hold the Amazon sword by its base and plant it deep into the substrate bed. Make sure that the roots are completely covered with sand. Make sure that the area that you planted the Amazon sword is an area near a root tab, because these plants require lots of nutrients to grow. The last plant that we're going to be using is a couple little sprigs of Crypticorn Wenditii. I'm going to be using both the brown and green varieties in the tank. The tank is now completely planted, so now we can fill the tank up. While your tank is filling up, add your water conditioner. I'm going to be using API water conditioner, and this will make the water safe for fish to be added by removing chlorine from the water. The filter that we are using is just a simple sponge filter that I've plugged into an air pump. It'll provide really good water flow and provide a lot of area for beneficial bacteria to colonize and cycle the tank quickly. We can now add our beneficial bacteria, which we need in order to get the tank cycled quickly. So I'm going to be using some Fritzyme 7, and just take it and pour in a bunch around the tank. There we go. Our pair of Apistos has been acclimating inside this container for the last 25 minutes. So now they are ready to be let inside the tank. I've caught both of them in this net, and now I'll transfer them up and into their new home. There they go. The male is hiding in that cave. Not sure if you can see him, but he's in there. And the female has disappeared somewhere into this grove of plants. There she is, right underneath that Anubias leaf. So we'll give them a little bit to acclimate, and we'll come back and wrap the video up. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit the like and subscribe buttons, and I will see you all in the next one.